I'm going to talk you through this monthly family budget planner and show you how to use it and how simple it is. When I was looking for a budget on a budget planner on Etsy, I come across loads and some of them looked super good and super thorough. But what I found was when I downloaded them, they were quite complicated to use and quite big and across multiple tabs, and I just found it a little bit overwhelming and quite confusing. So I ended up making my own. So hence you've got this one to download. So I'm just going to talk you through it and show you how easy it is to use. Essentially, you've got this balance carried forward box here, and if you've gone into your overdraft by the end of the month, you can record it as a minus figure, so minus 150, say. You don't have to put pound signs in it. Everything will be done for you, and it will automatically update. So this first box here is for your income. You're literally just typing in your income. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to put pound signs in. It will automatically work it out for you, okay? And as you can see, the total changes as I update it there, and this total automatically feeds up into this overview box. So you don't need to do anything in this overview box. These boxes all feed into it and are colour coordinated accordingly. So your income box, if you wanted to change any of these, you can just click on them and change them. It could be rental income, for example. So whatever you want to change it to, that's fine, and you can change that to whatever you want, and it will automatically update, and it will automatically update it up here. Okay, so your first box, you've got your income box. So underneath that, you've got your expenditure box. So this is your needs. This is keeping the roof over your head and keeping you warm and keeping the lights on, getting you to work and so on. So all your actual sort of essentials for everyday life go here. There's room at the bottom if you've got any more, but these are for just the basics, just your needs, and you can change the figures accordingly. Okay. Next to that, we've got expenditure, so entertainment. So again, you might have more to add, and you can just pop them in here if you want, and it will automatically add it up for you. You might not spend any money on TV, so you can change it back to 0. You might not go to the cinema, so you can change it to 0. And you might have other things that you want to spend your money on. You might not drink, so you might take that out. But again, it will add this all up for you here. Okay, and then above there we've got the debt box. So again, this is all feeding in. You've got expenditure entertainment up here, expenditure debt here. So this debt box, you might have student loans. I know they go out at source in the UK, but it's a great way of recording it to keep a track on it, what you're paying each month. You might have personal loans that you're paying off. You might have credit cards. Again, feel free to change these. If you've got other debts or no debts, you could change these back to 0. At the bottom, we've got car finance agreements, so you could change those. And then the box to the right in the yellow, we've got expenditure savings. So are you putting any money away each month in a high yield savings account, any ISAs that you might be putting into, or junior ISAs, and any other investments that you might be feeding into, and that will add up automatically and feed into the summary box at the top. Okay, and then underneath that, so along the same theme of sort of savings, we've got sinking funds. So I hadn't really heard this term until a couple of years ago, but it's a way of describing something that you're saving up for. So you might save up for Christmas. You know you're going to spend $1,800 at Christmas on food and shopping and presents for everyone. So that's $150 a month over the year. So each month you put away that amount, which will give you enough at Christmas, and it's a way of making sure we've got the money we need to do what we want around that holiday. The next box, we've got holidays. So some of us like to go away on a summer holiday, so you might well put a certain amount away each month for that. But again, anything that you're saving for over the year, it will add a total. And again, you can change these if you want. It will automatically update. And then finally, we've just got an expenditure extras column. So anything that's sort of miscellaneous, you might have hobbies, you might have childcare costs, insurance costs, pets or any pet insurance, smoking or vaping, fitness, sports, gym. And again, it'll add the total up for you. And it will pop it in the box at the top in the summary box. It will show your income, your expenditure, your debt, any money that you spend on entertainment, any money that you spend on savings, sinking funds and expenditure extras. And then what it'll do here is give you a complete summary of what your total income is, what your total expenses is, and what you have got left to spend. So it might be that you think, actually, for the month of October, I'm going to put a little bit more away in the high yield savings account, or I'm going to put an extra 100 here and an extra 100 here, and actually I've got money to go out for a night, so I might go out for an extra meal, or I might get an extra takeaway and put a little bit more money in those categories so you can have a little bit more fun that month. So that's a simple, quick summary of how the spreadsheet works. So basically, all you're changing is these amounts to suit yourself, to suit your budget. And by doing so, you'll be able to identify, especially with the use of the pie chart at the bottom, where your money is going. So if we look at this one, for example, it's great because our expenditure, our needs are less than the 50%. A recommended amount is like 50% if you think about the 50, 20, 30 rule. However, we've got a big portion going on debt here, which might be a problem. And then we haven't got much going out on entertainment. We've only got 10% going on savings. So it could be that extra, that's what's left over, goes in your savings, because as a bit of a rule, aim for sort of 15 to 20% for your savings. That would be better. Okay, so if we move back up, as you can see, it's quite comprehensive, but it's quite close together. It's all in one place. And if we went to the print option and changed it to portrait, which it is already, we can see it's just a normal one-page view, which I like. I like it all to be together and not sprawled over several pages. So all your incomes, all your outgoings, all your savings, all recorded on a monthly basis. And this can really help you if you're trying to save money and you're trying to cut things back. By putting it down on paper, you can sort of think, oh, do I need that? Do I need that? And a lot of us know what goes out of our bank accounts on a monthly basis, but actually seeing it in black and white makes us think, oh God, do we spend that much on such and such? So maybe sort of rein it in and think, oh, let's get rid of a few things to sort of help us pay off the debt, for example. So last but not least, going back to the sinking funds and the debt. So I thought it might be useful to have a yearly view of your payments for those. So there's your sinking funds, what you've put away in January, February, March, and so on. And that can be different amounts. Maybe sometimes it will be different amounts. And what you've saved over the year, it'll add it up automatically. So you don't need to do anything in this column. It will automatically add it up for you. And again, you can change these if you want to whatever it might be relevant to you. It may well be that you don't save 12 months of the year, you only save for certain things 9 months of the year, and that's fine as well. You just put the months that you're going to save for them in. And then finally, again, a debt tracker of your different debts and how much each month you have put to those, which might well be just your minimum payment, but it might also be overpayments as well. So you can record that here, and then the total paid off over the year. Okay, so that is my basic family budget planner. If you've got any questions or any concerns, anything you can't do or you're struggling with, just send us a message. My email will be on the email from your purchase. So any problems at all, send us a quick email. And of course, if I can help, I will do so. Happy budgeting, guys. Thanks for ordering. Take care now. Bye bye.